How you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing Senate Bill 280, all right, vacation rentals. Let's get into it. About 5 months ago, or maybe a little bit less than that, posted a video regarding Senate Bill 280. Now, this bill has been pushed by the Asian American Hotel Owners Association, and of course, it goes to association, right? Hotel Association. Of course, they want to push out Airbnb owners because we're affecting the cash flow of hotel owners. I know a lot of people really jumped into the comments of the other video. They was sharing their perspective, right? A lot of them supported the bill, which is cool. I didn't have any bias on if you supported the bill or not, whatnot. I like feedback because just being open to everybody's perspective is always the best place, always the best position to take, of course, so you can learn. I had noticed I felt like, to me, it was very discriminating to regular homeowners, right? And I just personally felt that there should not be a bill that is a blanket bill that covers the whole state or the country or whatever, and putting restrictions on your personal property. Like real estate should be a vehicle, and it should be a vehicle for many things. As long as the zoning allows for you to do what you intend for it to do, then there should not be other restrictions that restrict you from doing that. And so, of course, just being open to other people's perspective, there were some people that had some valid points in there from different areas around the state of Florida. But as I sit today, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has vetoed the vacation rental bill, SB 280, right? SB 280. Now, I was one of the supporters pushing to have this bill vetoed. And of course, there were some other people who was pushing in support of the bill. Now, based on the Asian American Hotel Owners Association, they really, was the ones that was truly backing the bill. And I wouldn't be surprised they're the ones that really pushed this bill to come to fruition. Now, some of the requirements they had on the advertising platforms were they had to submit quarterly reports on all Florida rental units. They had to display vacation rental license number in ads. All right, they had to collect and remit bed taxes, establish vacation rental information system with the DBPR for data collection, allow local governments to implement robust local registration systems. And now, of course, Ron DeSantis, he stated that the bill would create a new bureaucratic red tape, all right, and prevent local regulations. And I 100% agree with him on that. There's a lot of concerning things about the bill. Now, of course, like reading the comments from the other video, there were some other people, they was in support of the video and in support of my perspective and take on the bill. But of course, there were some people who was against me, right? And it was cool. So just reading some of the comments, some people was talking about that they were already, pretty much going by this bill. So one guy wrote, he found that the video was very interesting and informative. When he heard of the bill, it seemed spooky. He assumed that the rest of Florida was already doing what was outlined in the bill. In Monroe County, which is the Keys, much of those rules are already in place. He examined the rules in the Key West and in Key Colonial Beach. Nothing new in this bill. The rules seemed daunting at first, after he read, but many owners have been already abiding by similar rules and restrictions for years. So to think he think that the only change is the rest of the Florida would mean that owners may need to charge more, right? And so his perspective, it says that he also thought that it would keep the riffraff out of the vacation rental market. Another guest commented that as a native Floridian, he will be voting for this bill. It's about time something is being done to protect the rights of the year-round residents of Florida. We have rights too, and we have every right to live in peace. Now listen, I do not disagree with you. Everybody have rights, and everybody have rights to live in peace. But there's a difference between if you live in a vacation rental community, right, then you should know what comes with the territory. You can't expect to live in peace when you're living in a vacation rental community. And so Governor Ron DeSantis, he went on and he, talked about why this bill, why he vetoed the bill, whatnot. But in just referencing that aspect of it, look, the state of Florida in general, it is very different from every aspect, from the different areas around Florida. So it's hard to put one bill to blanket the state of Florida that covers vacation rentals, because there are certain areas in Florida that operates completely different when it comes to vacation rentals than others. Now, I agree that there should be some restrictions, but I also think that that's where your local government should come into place to put those restrictions in to protect basically the things that you're having issues with in within your local government. That's where you should look to solve those problems, not for it to be a blanket rule across the state, because it really doesn't apply to everybody. Everybody don't have the same issues. Now, you do have people who will always break the rules, right, and try to do short-term rentals or try to do things that's not zoned or not approved or whatnot, but that's not 100%, right, the whole entire state. And so to put those rules in place and require everybody to do it, I think was just a bit excessive, especially as an investor. Every investor, when you purchase a property, you purchase the property with the perspective that, you're not going to have certain limitations, right? So when you do your checks about going into investing, you'll know, okay, I can do short-term rentals, I can do long-term rentals, or I only can do long-term rentals. Okay, cool. I'm going to buy it for a specific, reason. So I look at my end goal. And so as an investor, you don't want limitations on your investments. And so that's why a lot of investors do not buy in like HOAs, or they look at the governing documents of an HOA or a condo association to make sure that it doesn't have the restrictions on what they intend to do with the property. And so, again, I know a lot of areas are already abiding by these rules. And I think, again, that these rules really are subjective to certain areas where people are abusing the short-term rental, where it's maybe, and some people, like one of the guests commented that home prices are crazy high in Florida, partially due to homes being bought up for short-term rentals. The bill will help the average person buy a home by forcing those who are looking to make a buck and they have to look somewhere else. I 100% disagree with that comment, right? 100% disagree. The reason why home prices are unaffordable, it has nothing to do with short-term rentals. I can almost guarantee that it has nothing to do with short-term rentals. The reason why home prices are unaffordable. All right. If you look at the vast majority of people who are buying homes, it's not your regular average American. It is these entities, right? So it's the people who are taking homes off the market for regular home buyers to purchase, and they're buying them and putting them into rental. They're building whole rental communities right now, right? So as interest rates increase, of course, the cost of living goes up, so your affordability goes down. And now the housing demand, back in 2008, when we had the last housing crash, right? The builders stopped building. And so we got way behind on housing. And so everybody want to point the finger at, Airbnb and this, that, and the third to try to place blame on why homes are not affordable. But whether we was using Airbnb, short-term rentals, midterms, it doesn't matter, right? They're building entire communities just for Airbnb. Why? Because there are certain areas that need it based on the demand for tourists. We're in Florida, right? We're in Florida where we have the highest tourist visitors in the world. They come through Florida. There should be adequate enough of housing for tourists that come and visit, right? Families or come and visit the theme park. So vacation rentals are necessary in areas where there's high tourist traffic. Of course, the hotel industry is going to try to push vacation rentals out because it may put a dampening on the revenue that they could be possibly making. But at the same time, when you're talking about housing for a family, short-term rental has its place, right? There are families that come in, 6, 8, 10 people at a time in one family. A hotel room would not accommodate that family. So there are short-term rentals that does accommodate them. And so for that reason, again, I'm all for vacation rentals. I have a portfolio, And it has nothing to do with, you know, greasy hands. Somebody put it might cut back on the profits from your greedy hands, but I'm sure cash will continue to flow. Listen, whether I do short-term rentals or long-term rentals, cash will continue to flow, because that's what investors do. We find a way to make a way. All right. So this bill was not going to stop anything, but I'm just looking at the average American. Right, the average investor around Florida, when you purchase a home as a first-time home buyer, and you want to transition that home into its highest and best form of use, if it's zoned for short-term rental, then you should be able to utilize that without the discrepancy of somebody else, you know, approving if you can do short-term rental or not, even if it's already zoned. So of course there should be there's going to be requirements and restrictions in place for short-term rentals, but it shouldn't be to the extent of SB 280. All right. But listen, I would like to know your thoughts. Are you happy that the bill got vetoed, or were you for the bill? Just leave your thoughts in the comments. You know, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. And also don't forget to subscribe. Listen, I'm Emmett Combs, your local commercial broker, short-term rental host, specialist, and also investment coach. All right. You can reach out to me directly at 786-277-1190 if you're looking to invest in the state of Florida or Georgia, or if you're looking to start your own short-term portfolio. I'm your guy, and we see you on the other side.